Hello everyone, welcome to DVX UI. Today on this channel, we are going to create another animated hero section that can be done even by a beginner. This one is going to be really simple, but first let me show you that. So if I click over here on this picture, it animates into a hero section. Now if I click again or if I drag, then it goes back to its original position. Well, this is what we are going to create from the very scratch using Figma. So let's begin. Alright, so here I am on a new Figma file, and as you can see, I already have a frame over here, and that frame is resources. Well, why resources? Because I'm using a picture in the hero section, and if you are following me, you must need that. And let me also tell you that how I got this picture. Alright, so I will go to pinterest.com, just that, and now here I will search for the avatars, and now I get something like this. But if I need that particular one, then I will click on this one, and you can see we have a lot of arts over here, but we have this one over here. And if I zoom it from here, you will find that this picture is perfect. But there is a problem, and that problem is the picture is not high quality. When we are designing, we need high quality assets. So how can we upscale it? So what I did was I just copied this picture and went to ChatGPT. Let me show you that. And then what I did was I gave it this image and this prompt. And this prompt is saying that make it high quality by removing the background from this picture. And it did exactly that. And this is how I got this picture. Alright, now you know it and your doubt is solved. Now let's go back and start designing that animated hero section. Alright, so here we are. Now to start designing, we need an empty frame. So what I'm going to do over here is I'm going to hit F key on my keyboard, and in this way this menu will open up. Now from here I will select this desktop. Alright, now this is quite small. Well, this is not small, we are zoomed out. As you can see, we are 14% zoomed. So what we need to do to make it perfect is we need to hit Shift and 2. In this way it will be zoomed to 60%, which is perfect. Alright. Now, first of all, we need to prepare this canvas, actually this frame. So for that, first of all here in the fill, I'm going to provide a color of black, which is going to be 00. Well, 6 times zeros, which you can see over here, is the hex code for the black color, absolute black color. Alright, so for the first instance, what we need to take is the picture. So I will go in the resources, and if you double click on this little frame icon, you will go to resources. Perfect. Now select this one, copy that, go to desktop again, and let me rename it something. So start, it's a nice name. Alright, now I'm going to paste the picture over here inside this frame. Now first of all, I need to change its dimension. Now when you are going to find this picture, it is going to be quite large, and the dimension is presented over here. What we need to do over here is we need to make it small. So here I'm going to write 377, or let's take 376. In this way this height will also increase because this aspect ratio is turned on. Alright, now I'm going to align it at the center using this alignment, then at the middle. Perfect. Now the only thing that is remaining over here is we need a text over here that says click me. So hit T on your keyboard and drop a text box over here and write click me with a dot. Select it since this is quite large, and then go to this typography and make this 32, quite small. And the font weight actually is going to be light. Let's take light. It is perfect. Now after that, what I'm going to do over here is I'm going to select this one, which is this more option for the typography, and then I'm going to provide it a decoration of underline. Alright, now align it at the middle, then slightly at the top. Yeah, perfect. So in this way, the first state is perfectly ready. We don't need to do anything over here. Alright, now let's go to the second state of this design. So select this one and hit Ctrl D. In this way, a duplicate will be created of that same one. First of all, I'm going to change the name, which is going to be middle for this one. And here, what we need to do is, we need to select this one. And instead of removing this one, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to hide it behind this frame. So just keep it below like this. And it will be present over here, but it will be not visible to the user. Alright, now I will select this picture and we need to make it pretty huge. So just increase the size. And do not worry, I'm going to tell you the value. Like that, align it from the top. Perfect. So this X value needs to be changed and it is going to be 822 like this, and this Y value we can take -8 like this, and the size for this one needs to be smaller, so let's change it to 760 or maybe 770. Yeah, alright, this is how it is looking. Perfectly right. Alright, so now we have plenty of space over here to design or to put our element of the hero section, such as the site name, nav links, and the hero text. So select this one, then go over here in the layout guide, provide that, and then columns. And here in the count, write 16, margin is going to be 120, and it will look something like this. Well, now you must be wondering that what are these red bars? Well, these red bars are not going to be visible in your design, but these are going to guide us throughout the process of designing so that we do not cross this boundary, and this will give our hero section a uniform look. Alright, clear enough? So take a text. First of all, we need to design the site name. So here we are going to put it. Drop the text over here and write A star SAR. Alright, this is going to be the site name, quite the odd one, but we have to bear with it. Now here the size is going to be 32, but font weight is going to be medium. Alright, now you must be seeing that it is not quite aligned with this red bar. So select it and align it like this. Perfect. Now from the top, the Y value is 49. This distance is 49. What we need to do over here is we need to make it 32 as well. Well, you must be saying that why my all values are mostly 32? Well, it is because 32 is a multiple of 8. And here what I am using is the 8-point grid system. It is a spacing system, which simply means that your element must be spaced with the multiples of 8, such as 8, 16, 24, 32, and so on. Alright, so this is clear. So our site name is also created, and this is how it is looking. Now what we need to do over here is we need the nav links. Well, instead of putting the nav links over here, which goes traditionally, we are going to put them over here, just to make it more modern. So take a text, drop it over here, and here I'm going to write home. The second one is going to be about. Then the third one, which is going to be contact. Then the last one, which is going to be star and new. Well, you must be saying that why do I have all these in the caps lock or the uppercase, and I have this one as the lowercase? Well, currently we are on the home page. We need to denote that to the user somehow. And now what I'm doing over here is I'm denoting that we are on the home page by making this lowercase. So if user is on the home page, it will be lowercased, and if he is on the about, it will be lowercased. Alright, perfect. Now select all of them. go over here because we need to change the size and it is going to be 18 with medium font weight, which is right. And then over here in the layout, I'm going to provide an auto layout. Just click over here. Now in the gap, I'm going to write, let's take 65. Perfect. And yeah, I think this is right. Let's make sure that the alignment is at the middle. Perfect. So it is created. Now we need two lines to surround these nav links. So hit L on your keyboard. In this way, you will select this line and draw it something like this. Perfect. And the rotation is 0.39. We need 0. Now in the width, I'm going to write 484 like this and make a copy of it like this. Now select all of them. Now the spacing is 21. We need 12 like this. Perfect. Now align it at the middle. Perfect. So now we have created the nav links as well. What we can do is we can select all of them and put them in auto layout once again so that they stay together. Alright. Now we need to see this gap. So this gap needs to be in the 8-point grid system. So hold Alt key on your keyboard, and now if you hover your cursor around an element, you will find the gap, which is 76. We need a multiple of 8, but not too much. So here I'm going to take, let's take 56 maybe. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, 56 is fine. Let's see that. Yep, it is looking quite amazing over here. Now I need the hero text over here. So for that, I'm going to go a bit creative. So take a text, drop it over here, and here I'm going to put a star. Select it. Now in the value, I'm going to write 532, which is pretty huge, I know. And here I'm going to make it extra light, just to give it less weight. Alright, let me put it over here, like this, aligned with the red bar. Now you must be saying that the line of this element is over here, but I'm aligning with this one. Well, you always align your element with the visual edge. It is because the user is not going to see these boundaries, which are presented to the designers only. Now align it. Perfect. Alright. Now this is going to interfere, so I'm going to lock it like this. Now take a text, drop it over here, and we need to write something, and that is going to be in the realm. Select it because it is quite large. Change the size to 80 with light font weight and go to more options and make it caps lock like this. Perfect. And then make a copy of it, and here I'm going to write design world. I think we need off over here. Perfect. Now select this bottom one. Let me zoom in and change the size because we need to increase it. Make it 88. And this one is going to be, let's take semi bold just to give it more weight. Now select this one, put it above like that. Select both, align with the red bar like this, slightly at the top. See the gap from the bottom, it is 45, or we can take some more. Yep, this is how it is looking. Perfect. And we can increase the gap from here. All right. Perfect. Now I'm going to select this one, and the fill opacity is going to be 60%, so that the user does not have to read a lot. Well, you might be saying that I haven't reduced the text, I have just reduced the opacity. Well, if you make the difference, such as the sizing, the opacity, or the color, it tricks our brain that we are reading less. These tricks, or you can say psychologies, are used throughout the websites on the internet. You will find them very often. Alright, so this is how it is looking. Let me select both, put them down a bit. Yep, perfect now. So it is fabulous and it has been created. Let me select this frame and remove the layout guide just to show you. Alright, so this is how it is looking and I'm quite impressed with it. But there is one problem, and that's not even a problem, but what I think is we can make it a bit more bold. So what I mean by that is we can take a circle, drop it over here, and we need to make this an ellipse. So we will go in the width, make it 1440, which is the complete width of this frame. You can see that 1440. Select this one, align it at the middle. Now for the height, it is going to be, let's take 350 like this and change the color. Let's take from this image. All right, something different. Yeah, this one is fine. Well, one more thing. This is a concept. So every time you need to pick a color, try choosing it from your image that will complement your design and make the image look like a part of your design. So that's one trick. Now cross this and go to effects, go to layer blur, and in the value write 700. Perfect. It is quite huge. So I'm going to go to this fill and make it 60%. In this way it will be reduced. And now I'm going to align it over here at the bottom. Yep, perfect. So it is present over here as you can see. Now right click and send to back. In this way a glowing effect from the background will be created. But now there is one problem. It is not going to animate the way we want. It is because these elements are not present in this one. They only appear when we go on the middle one. So we need to select all of them and unlock this star. Now select all of them and this circle. Just leave this picture, we don't need this one because we already have it over here. So copy all those and go over here and paste it like this. Now what I'm trying to do over here is I'm going to select these two and put them behind this frame. Something like this, slightly up. So they are also present in this one, but they will only be visible when we go to the second one. Now select this one and I'm going to move it towards the left. So it is present over here, slightly more like this, present over here. Now select these two, put them at the bottom like this, and then the circle, and I'm going to put it slightly more at the bottom like this. Perfect. So none of the elements are visible on this one, but they are still present. And then we have the second one, and by selecting this second one we are going to make the third state. Alright, so Ctrl D like this. Now that is going to be quite easier. So select this picture and right click and make it bring it to front. Well, you have to do it with all your pictures. So for this one as well, bring it to front just to make the animation very smooth. Bring it to front. Alright. Now select this one and change the width, which is going to be 1800 like this. Now align it over here and something like this. Yep, this is good. Alright, perfect. So all three states are created. Now we just need to animate them, and we also need to change the name, make it end. Perfect. So now let's animate them. Go to prototype, select this first one, and when you go to this edge you will find this plus icon. Take out the noodle. This thing is called noodle. Place on the second one the trigger. It means what we are doing over here so that it changes to this one. So which is going to be on click. We want to click. Action is going to navigate to, and it is navigating to the middle one. Now the animation is going to be smart animate, which is going to be ease in and out. Alright. Now the duration is going to be 1200 like this. Perfect. Now the second one is going to be on this one. Perfect. On the third one. So on click, or we can do is we can make it on drag. So suppose if you are scrolling, it will change. So on drag, then we have the action, destination, which is right, animation, curve, and duration, which is also right. Now cross it. Now select this one and take this one to the first one. Now the trigger for this one is going to be after delay. We want this to happen automatically. We don't want to do anything, and we want to change this third one to the first one. Alright, so the delay is going to be 400 milliseconds and everything else is right. Now cross this. Perfect. Now what we need to do is we need to select this one and play this using this icon. Alright, let it load. So we have our design over here. Now let's click. Perfect. And if we drag, alright, it is working quite right. So it means we have created this animated hero section using Figma. Now one last thing that I want to tell you about is if we go over here, you must be wondering that if we need to use them in a site, are we going to put all these three? Well, no. Suppose if we have a site like this, so this is our desktop, the landing page, you can say, let's switch to design mode. So this is your design and let me rename it. So make it landing page. Alright. Now what you are going to do over here is you're going to select all of them and then go to this component. Now expand it from here and make it create component set. In this way, it will be converted into a component. Now, what is the benefit of a component? Now we can select this one and by holding Alt, we can take out an instance like this. Now cut it from there and inside this landing page, paste it. Align it at the top and now this will act as a website. Select this one and play this. So let it load once again. So now as you can see, this is our website, and if I click, it is going over here in the second one, and then if I drag, it is going on the third one. Perfect. So this is how you can utilize it in a real website. At last, if you have also created this one along with me, consider joining our Telegram group, because there the designers will tell you that how you can improve and how you can learn the UI UX in a better way. I hope you're going to do that, and at last we will meet in the next one.